Well, we all find out with one little visit to the doctor usually, but it took a long process to get there. And I think that's the struggle that most of us encounter, is that process of going from wondering what the hell's wrong with us to, oh, now I know the answer, now what am I supposed to do?
I went to the GP, obviously, after about 3 or 4 years, got respiratory tests, my lungs were healthy as anything. And that, as far as he was concerned, there was nothing more to happen. The next thing that happened was I was working in Japan, 2013, and felt I had high blood pressure. Went to the doctor there. He was a cardiologist. He measured the width of my abdominal cavity with a ruler, then he measured the width of my heart, and he said hypertrophy of the left ventricle. He didn't make a diagnosis, and my Japanese was no better than his English, so we got some information. I came back, changed my GP, and then about 3 years ago, I talked to her about my breathlessness, which is quite severe. I can walk uphill very, very slowly. I stop every 20 metres. A set of stairs, I'm gasping at the end of a flight of stairs, no matter how slowly I go up. Anyway, she sent me for respirometry again, beautiful lungs. But she then sent me off to a cardiologist. He wanted an echocardiogram. The results came back. He got me in. He said, doesn't look like normal congestive heart failure. It might be something called amyloidosis. And he sent me off for scintigraphy at the hospital, and it came back, yeah, there was a massive accumulation of tracer in my heart, probably more in my heart than in my bones. So I sort of stage 2 by that time. Anyway, that was a year and a half ago. I got a positive diagnosis. After 18 years of not knowing why I was getting increasingly breathless.
My cardiologist only had 2 other patients with amyloidosis, and his last one was quite frightening for him because he got very angry very quickly and stormed out of the office and went home and sold his property and moved to Australia. So he was quite concerned when he told my partner and I that. But that's how we found out about it. It's just like someone kicked me in the head, said you can't do that anymore. And that's probably an emotional struggle, more so than the physical struggle, because I understand I can't do it. Walking down to the barn and back up to the house, which is probably 60 meters downhill and 60 meters uphill, coming back to the house, there's times where I've had to stop halfway and catch my breath.
I have a ringing in my ears, not very bad, only hear it at night, not a problem. My mouth is dreadful. I have really problems. I have acid reflux, I have a dry mouth, I hate food because the texture is so awful. Eating's a chore. And I do have an enlarged tongue. That's not particularly a problem, but you have to be careful what you do. Beyond that, peripheral neuropathy, yeah, I've had that obviously for as I said, probably 10 years, and I did all this hanging of arms over the side of the bed business to make it better. That doesn't work any longer. I take nortriptyline, which just magic. Before I took nortriptyline, I couldn't sleep at all. It was like my hands were on fire, just inflamed, flames, and just incredible pain. And nortriptyline now controls it. I'm titrating nortriptyline up. I started at 10, I'm now at 70 mg per day. And at 100, we'll have to do something else because you can't go higher.